Hello. Today we will analyze Bhansali Engineering Polymers Ltd. So, without further delay, let's start with it. As the chemical industry moves into 2022, there is a strong demand for both commodity and specialty chemicals. The industry will experience increased capital expenditure as leading industry players are focusing on building capacities and expanding into growing the industry through both organic and inorganic routes. However, the industry could face margin pressures amid raw material cost inflation, which will remain high throughout the first half of 2022. Bhansali Engineering Polymers is a petrochemical company involved in manufacturing ABS and SAN, raw materials used in automobiles, home appliances, telecommunications, etc. As we can see on the chart, the growth trajectory of ABS via market size is positive as the global ABS capacity utilization is currently standing at 90% as against 70% 3 years ago. India Acrylonitrile Butadiene Styrene market demand stood at 0.32 million tons in financial year 2021 and is forecast to reach 0.56 million tons by financial year 2030, growing at a healthy CAGR of 6.44% until financial year 2030. Now, let's check the financial stability and earnings of the company. BEPL is good value based on its price to earnings ratio 5.5 times compared to the peer average 18.3 times. Next, we have price to book value. For the company, we can see that price to book ratio of BEPL is 1.8 times compared to the Indian chemicals industry average, that is 2.2 times. It indicates that the company's stock is undervalued and trading at less than a book value. For the share price and fair value, BEPL at 106 rupees and 85 paise is trading below the estimate of fair value of 340 rupees and 16 paise. In addition, we can see that BEPL is trading below fair value by more than 20%. Next, we shall see about stability and growth of payments. BEPL's dividends per share have been stable in the past 10 years. In addition, company's dividend payments have also increased over the past 10 years. After that, we have dividend yield and market comparison. Company's dividend, 1.87%, is higher than the bottom 25% of dividend payers in the Indian market. Regarding the comparison between revenue and earnings, company has high quality earnings, although current net profit margins, 21.4%, are lower than last year, 29%, because of the cyclical nature of the industries. BEPL's short-term assets, 9.2 billion rupees, exceed its short-term liabilities, 1.1 billion rupees. BEPL's short-term assets, 9.2 billion rupees, exceed its long-term liabilities, 189.3 million rupees. Next, we shall analyze the financial position of the company. First comes debt level. BEPL is a debt-free company. Then on second, BEPL has no debt compared to 5 years ago when its debt-to-equity ratio was 55.2%. Third, debt coverage. BEPL has no debt, therefore it does not need to be covered by operating cash flow. Last but not the least, interest coverage. BEPL has no debt, therefore coverage of interest payments is not a concern. Now, looking at the essential checks, first we have the ALTMAN-Z-SCORE is a formula for determining whether a company, notably in the manufacturing space, is headed for bankruptcy. When ALTMAN-Z-SCORE is less than or equal to 1.8, it is in distress zones. When ALTMAN-Z-SCORE equal to or greater than 3, it is in safe zones. When ALTMAN-Z-SCORE is between 1.8 and 3, it is in gray zones. For the chemicals sub-industry, Bhansali Engineering Polymers' ALTMAN-Z-SCORE, along with its competitors' market caps and ALTMAN-Z-SCORE data, can be viewed on the right. Bhansali Engineering Polymers has a ALTMAN-Z-SCORE of 13.09, indicating it is in safe zones. This implies the ALTMAN-Z-SCORE is strong. The PIOTROSKI F-score indicator is used to analyze a company's financial strength and helps investors to determine the best value stocks. This stock valuation method represents 9-point scoring system where 9 is the best and 0 is the worst score. In the chart on the right, we can see that Bhansali Engineering Polymers has an F-score of 4, indicating the company's financial situation is typical for a stable company against its peer group. Last but not the least, instead of measuring the bankruptcy risk, ALTMAN-Z-SCORE, or business trend, PIOTROSKI F-score, M-score can be used to detect the risk of earnings manipulation. The zones of discrimination for M-score is as such. An M-score of equal or less than -1.78 suggests that the company is unlikely to be a manipulator. An M-score of greater than -1.78 signals that the company is likely to be a manipulator. In the diagram, we can see the comparison of the BEPL marked with dark green circle with its peers. BENEISH score above -2.25 implies that the company is unlikely to be a manipulator. Further, during the past 13 years, the highest BENEISH score of Bhansali Engineering Polymers was -0.44. The lowest was -4.88. And the median was -2.26. This is the daily chart of the Bhansali, which made a wedge pattern in the bottom of the trend and made a breakout along with the pivot points. Now it has taken support in pivot points as well as the wedge pattern in the 50-day simple moving average. In weekly time frame, the RSI confirmed a divergence and ready to make a move in the upward direction. Currently the support levels of pivot point is 96 rupees and the resistance level is 119 rupees. The stock has bottomed out. It means that it reached its low point and could be in the early stages of an upward trend. Investors can accumulate the stock between 106 to 108 for a target of 145 in 12 to 18 months. You can contact us from the details mentioned on the screen via missed call, WhatsApp or email. Thank you for being patient and listening the video to the end. Please do like, share and subscribe the channel to know the latest updates in the market. That's all for today. See you tomorrow.